What do you think this offense will look like week one with no preseason games? So really the first play call is going to be the first live action against a real opponent that this offense sees. What can we expect week one?
That's the big mystery, isn't it? And with no preseason, it makes it even harder to forecast what this offense will look like or even what it should look like in week one. I've been theorizing maybe teams are going to start these first 4 weeks and treat them like preseason. Not that they're not going to be trying to go out and win the game. In fact, they're trying to win the preseason games too. These are professional coaches at the end of the day. But I could see the Browns really not rolling a lot out there. First, because why sprint to a finish line that isn't there? And second, the team probably just they're not going to be ready to have a full offense. So what I think fans can expect is, again, opposite of last year, we're not going to see a reverse double pass from Odell Beckham Jr. to Jarvis Landry. There's not going to be no razzle dazzle and pizzazz going on. It's going to be a simple offense. They're going to run the ball. I think they're going to run the ball a lot. And assuming they have success with that because of what they've added up front, the rest might not really matter. If they're able to move the ball consistently, gain 4 or 5 yards of carry, put Baker Mayfield in third and short, second and very manageable, it's going to be a whole lot easier than the problems they were creating a year ago. And then as this team builds offensively, week 5, 6, 7, we're talking about, we're going to see the playbook open up some more. So would I feel a lot better about the Browns early if the defense was a bit stronger? Of course, because I don't think this offense is going to be leading the charge, even though on paper that's where all the talent is. It might be a slower start for this team, and I think that is as to be expected, everything considered. But it doesn't mean it can't be successful because they've got the best 1-2 punch in football at running back. They've got a quarterback who is known for his accuracy. He's going to go back to those roots. And then you still got guys like Odell Beckham Jr., Jarvis Landry, and a tight end in Austin Hooper. So they sound like a great Madden roster. Eventually, I think talent wins out. And when you're going to be able to hand the ball to Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt a lot, that's what I expect to see early and often. And hopefully talent takes over for the Browns, and I expect it will because these are some of the best playmakers in the league right now on this team.
Let me ask you this. So Baltimore has the advantage of having been in a system, and Lamar Jackson knows what the system is. Is that an advantage, or is it more of an advantage that, this offense, they don't really have anything to go on other than what the Vikings did, being Baltimore as far as the Browns offense? Who has the advantage in week one? Is it somebody that has been in the system, that knows the system, or a completely new system?
Yeah, continuity is going to be a huge factor this season with the shortened offseason. Teams like the Ravens and Chiefs, I think, have a bit of a baked-in advantage, but that's the beauty of football. There's always a week one surprise, and the answer is of the Ravens running through Cleveland in week one and the Browns only scoring 6 points and Baltimore landing at a comfortable 24 seems extremely plausible. And then you think back to when RG3 was a rookie and went into the Superdome and surprised the New Orleans Saints, and everyone's like, how did that happen? It's a shocker until it isn't, because if the Browns go into Baltimore in week one and win, there's going to be plenty on NFL Twitter saying, oh, there's always that surprise week one win. And then all of a sudden the Browns don't get credit for going in there and shocking the world, if you will. So I don't know what the line is right now. I don't know how Vegas is going to handle any of these betting lines. So the heavy favorite should be Baltimore, but you still got to play the game. And that's the point. And this goes into some theories about how this year is going to play out, but I don't expect leads to be all that hard to overcome this year. We see it in the NBA with the bubble. Without there being home field advantage, really, there's not a lot of fear in these stadiums anymore. If the Browns get down 3 scores quickly, 17-0 in Baltimore, there's not going to be a lot of intimidation going on. They could, Kevin Stefanski can regroup his guys and be like, hey, let's just go make a run at this. And so I think leads aren't going to be as safe this year, and that's going to help teams like the Browns, who are probably going to start a little slower. So I don't see why this can't be a real competitive team early. But again, we got to see some practice first. If they come out and are looking sloppy in training camp, then a lot of these questions are going to get answered for themselves.